Hello, welcome back to another exciting episode of No Quest for the Wicked. First and foremost, I have two questions for you boys. Number one, are you ready to rock?
Did you take a -4 for doing two questions in one round?
Oh, I see what you did there.
Also, that rock stole my cool guitar pick.
Yeah,
So
he
I'm
wasn't
not
ready to rock, obviously.
He wasn't ready to rock. More importantly, are you ready to roll?
I am ready to roll.
Fantastic.
I am ready to roll.
Everything is dark until the sound of a sneeze wakes you, Flitlick.
Oh,
One of the dudes across from you has been sneezing the entire trip to Dura Sancta.
I'm just glaring at him. Also, did I just wake up from a crazy dream where shit got all fucked up?
You sure did.
I was glaring at him, but when I woke up this time, I'm like, oh, where? What the
Vlyn, you are also jolted awake, kind of doing like the dad thing where like you're not sleeping, but you're resting your eyes. And the two of you can't help but to lock eyes.
Oh, is he in eye shot of me?
You guys are in the ship, the shuttle, the cabin that you awoke in, both on your way to Dura Sancta as new citizens of this new colony.
I go from startled to like, oh my God, like to making like a loud noise, to immediate embarrassment because it's obviously a dream and I can't believe I've done this, to seeing Vlyn popping off my fucking belt, standing up and going, you, Potter!
Hey, Flit.
How do you know my name? You...
How do you know that I'm not a Potter?
What?
It's Vlyn, remember? Or not
How
remember?
do I know your name? How do you know my name? Who?
Is he currently sitting next to someone?
Yeah, the
Portnoy.
cabin's not full, but like there's probably, Portnoy, there's a little robot sitting beside Flit.
Portnoy goes, and he starts
Is
like
there
patting me
seat,
like
across from him I can take?
Yeah.
I'm gonna. If there's someone there, I'm just like, hey,
I
do you
like
want to swap.
I like start pulling my gun out of my bag as you come nearer.
You hear hurried footsteps from where the cabin door is, and then you hear a hear fuck, and then you hear like a second, and then the door opens.
It's the space werewolf.
It is the space werewolf.
And it's Lacey, and
You!
she locks eye contact with both Flit and Vlyn, and she says,
Do you know my name?
Flit,
Do you know her name? Does he know your name?
Lacey.
Vlyn.
It's just the Spider-Man meme of us all pointing at each other.
Yeah, everyone in the cabin is now like a little concerned because now there's a security officer in the cabin.
Oh, Lacey, thank you for responding to my email I sent before we left about the special requests that I have.
You knew each other beforehand?
I give you a wink.
Oh, you know each other.
No, that's...
You two,
It's called...
come with me.
Yes, officer.
Do you think all these people remember dying?
I
I say to Vlyn as we start to walk out.
There's a little like Patra in the corner. Go, what did he say?
He said, do you remember flying?
Lacey just slams the door and she says, first, no talk of crashes, no talk of dying, no talk of monsters, no talk of werewolves and static monsters.
We've already failed on 2 of those accounts, but it's okay. Vlyn covered for us quite well. Now, I would just like to ask, what the flipping fuck is going on and happening? And how do I know you both? And how do you know me? And did that happen? And if it happened, how are we here? And if it didn't happen, why did it happen?
Let me check something real quick. I'm gonna reach for my guitar pick.
It's there.
Okay.
I reach over a finger and lift up Lacey's chin.
She swats your hand away. She says, what the fuck are you doing? Don't touch me.
Your neck, do you have a dream scar? That's how you tell.
Oh, she lifts up and she says, I don't know. Can you see?
I tried to and you slapped my hand.
Well, yeah, don't touch me.
You gotta ask first, Flit.
It's a high pressure. Sorry, you're actually entirely right.
Consent is like important in all aspects of physical contact.
You're quite right. I shouldn't have let my heightened emotional state kind of get in the way of manners. I'm so sorry, Lacey. Do you mind if you just tilt your chin and I have a little look?
She lifts her chin.
Is there a
there's no
hand?
scar. No, there's
Well,
nothing.
on the upside, your neck is as I assume it was prior to the hand scar.
Okay, come with me. And she leads you back into that security office. And there's...
Can I bring Portnoy? I feel so terrible at leaving him behind prior.
Who is Portnoy?
My manservant.
Your manservant?
My robot manservant.
It's a robot.
It's a robot manservant.
No, he stays there for now. I promise he'll be safe. And she leads you into this office where there's like a fuzzy elf kind of dude. He is a furry winterborn Rhyphorian.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So he's sort of like a smaller stature. He's got his feet up on the desk. He's like kind of like dicking around on like a phone. And when Lacey walks in, he goes, "What's happened? I've been watching the cameras. Nothing. What's going on?" And Lacey's like, "Lyrock, out now." And he's just like, "Okay." And he gets up and he leaves. And he just kind of like
Lyrock.
shoots Lacey a look, and she kind of like gives him a nod. And he gives a nod, and he goes and stands outside, and then kind of like wanders off. And she closes the door to the office, and she says, "So we all saw the same thing, right?"
Yeah. Let's everyone quick recount. I sort of like say what I saw real quick, and if anyone has anything different to add or change.
Pottery Beast, little dog, howling, lightning, chaos,
Purple lightning,
planet with an eye, crash, thing on fire, rock stole
static
your
man,
necklace, man in purple thing, planet lifted up like tablecloth, everything dying, bad.
I think he said we failed this time.
I think they failed. It was not us.
Okay.
Was it us?
So we're in agreement that we saw the same thing.
Shared vision, yeah.
But how? This is impossible, patently.
I know, but I have a responsibility to keep the people of this ship safe. I have a responsibility to keep you safe, and I have a responsibility to the settlement.
Do you remember when this happened in the dream? Because I don't remember when it happened in the dream. As in, is it going to happen, say, 5 minutes from now, in which case I should go get my gun?
I don't know. I've already told the pilot about a potential electric storm, about
Tell him to avoid the asteroid.
the asteroid I have.
Which he should have done the first time, honestly.
Here's the thing. All of them are on the proper trajectory. We chart the courses of the asteroids. That's how we fly safely through it. There's no energy signals implicating that there's going to be a lightning storm.
Are we sure it was an asteroid then?
So, you know that purple lightning?
With the one you were punching or the one that was surrounding
the one that was outside and the one I was punching?
Are they one and the same?
I don't know. So, a year ago-ish, when this planet showed up, I got hit by lightning. It's purple lightning. I was on a hill by my place, sort of playing guitar in the grass, like.
Playing guitar in the grass, how idyllic.
And I just got hit by lightning, and it sort of hit my pick, and that was the whole thing. Doesn't matter. But I heard something that day, but I can't remember. So I feel like there's been something wonky going on with this planet since it obviously magically appeared. So I don't think anyone's surprised by that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Well, look, if we're admitting things, you all saw the little dog.
Yeah, it was really cute. It had 3 eyes.
Yeah, that's the weird part, because I did have a day where weird things happened to me, and I'm not going to get into it, there was a dog with 3 eyes there, and now there's a dog with 3 eyes here.
Okay.
But much
Did it
smaller.
happen like a year ago?
The last, say, 5.5 weeks ago.
Okay. Lacey, do you have any weird powers and weird incidents that have happened to you in the last year?
Was yours the space werewolf?
No, I mean,
Is it doors? Because you seem to always have trouble with the doors.
that is something I have requested repeatedly for Des to fix, and she hasn't. So that is going to be something I could have gotten in sooner.
Is Des perhaps nefarious?
If Des is nefarious, I think we're all fucked. Des is fine.
Is Des your
Yeah.
Portnoy?
No, Des is the mechanic.
So, same thing, really.
Your guy just sets up a DJ table.
No, I do the DJ table. Portnoy doesn't.
So,
Des is a sentient person.
Yeah, Portnoy is basically.
Okay,
this is not,
regardless.
yeah, not the time.
Okay, sorry.
I've had a similar experience in which I also, there was an accident. I almost died. I saw some things.
Almost.
Yeah,
Was it purple lightning
there was a crash.
A crash.
or dogs?
No, it was a ship crash.
Oh, so your thing was the ship crashing.
Yeah.
Wait, a different ship crashing?
Yes.
I'm so sorry. That must be horrifying to have done again, and you didn't even let it show. You were so brave.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I was losing my fucking mind.
Jesus, and by that I mean Space Jesus. I'm so sorry.
I mean, Earth
Damn,
exists.
Space
Jesus
Jesus.
exists.
Jesus, I say normally.
She just says, okay, so we all had strange instances involving visions and things.
Yeah.
Maybe it just happens to be a magic thing that kind of linked us, and because the three of us randomly happened to be together, we sort of, mind linked or something. You're Sheeran, right? So you have telepathy.
You have telepathy.
Yeah, I do.
So perhaps maybe it was just a circumstance of, a collection of people who all had certain experiences telepathically, psychically, magically linking together into a shared trauma response or something.
So do we think it's a fancy falsehood?
I think the safest way to play the next immediate future is we are just three people. Maybe we can just think of it as I don't want to say a prophecy, but we should just all be on our toes.
Or,
just,
we just turn it around and we call it oops. Maybe next time.
Turn it around. I need to be on this planet. It's a whole thing. It's been strange since that day. Like, I just got to be there. So
I probably need it more, but I could also find another planet to discover. You know what I'm saying?
This is the one. I think we just understand that we're linked to something. Something's calling us, for better or for worse.
It seems like worse.
We just have to keep our eyes out for porcelain, for three-eyed dogs, purple lightning.
That's a lot of things.
Static mans. I don't know. But
bright clouds and flaming fucking settlements and purple suited lunatics and very magnetic rocks and...
The purple suited lunatics, that's the thing. The other stuff besides the fire they talk about in the onboarding guide. Did you read the onboarding guide at all?
I had Portnoy look over it so that he would be ready to spring into action should anything be required, and I don't know if he read it.
Okay, so some of that stuff is just the planet, right, Lacey?
Which parts?
Like the magnetic rock thing? Well, not that. Some of the magnetic rock stuff.
Yeah. No, there. She opens up her wrist that had the surge stones in it. She pours them out. She says, "These are normal." Are you talking about surge stones?
Yeah. So that part's normal. And well, the rock that guy had that stole my rock, that was a different rock, but I think it may have been a similar rock.
I've never seen a surge stone that big, and I've certainly never seen one light up.
It was probably a surge stone.
But you don't have a surge stone, right? Because you haven't been to the planet. I grab your pick. Or I stop right before grabbing your pick and say, "May I?"
Well, I'll take it out if you don't mind.
That's why I may-I'd you.
Yeah. It's it's a darker color. Does it look like a surge stone?
That's definitely not a surge stone. And I would maybe be careful showing that to people.
Why?
Okay.
There's a material not unlike it on the planet that people kind of is uncomfortable about.
What kind of place are we even going to?
It's the one that you hear the rumors about, right?
What rumors?
Do you not do any research before you came here?
It's a planet. What more do you need to know? You get there and you lead a city and it's fine.
So, Lacey could add more to it, but there's we've heard stories even out my way that there's a black rock that early on got on people's skin or something, right?
God, terrible.
There's an obsidian island, I guess. So that looks like it. I don't think it is. It would be weird that it is. Also, obsidian isn't a rare.
No, it's not rare.
No, it's just volcanic glass.
Yeah,
my daughter found it somewhere. She never said where, but I'm sure just around the house.
You have children? You're a father?
Yeah. I've got 15.
Okay. We need a plan of action.
I have grandkids too. Do you want to hear about them? They're really sweet.
I frankly don't.
That's okay. That's
not
fair.
Not in the bad way.
No,
just
you're right.
in
I get it. I'm trying to be not that dad that wants to talk about his kids all the time. So we'll put a sock in that one.
Yes. Nobody. They all look babies. They're ugly and they generally look quite similar. So if you were I've got 5, I wouldn't be able to tell which one is which, and I'd just have to say they're cute because that is
they are sharing.
Polite.
So
no, let's not make it weird.
Okay.
Let's not make it weird. What I'm saying is we need a plan of attack. What the fuck are we doing?
But once again, I don't think we can. We have nothing to attack.
Lacey,
why are you yelling? I'm right here.
I'm worked up. I want you to tell me if you remember at what point this calamity unfolded.
It would have been, and all of a sudden you feel the ship
no
begin to shake.
Lacey, is it now?
Bing.
Lacey, was it now?
Pardon the turbulence here, guys. We're going to be landing in about 25 seconds.
Oh.
So if everyone wants to take their seat, buckle in, and you'll be arriving at your new home.
Did we do it?
Okay.
Were we successful?
I think we have to understand that what we experienced is weird and probably a warning of some kind. But once again, Lacey is a security officer. We're two new residents, so no one's going to believe us right away. So I think all we can do is use it as a warning. You know, keep our eyes out for stuff like it. But unfortunately, I don't think there's much we can do right away.
What if it just means that the three of us in this one room is the cure? That was it. That was the solution. What if all of us out there was the problem? And we just need to be, we could be roommates.
But how about we share
three of us.
contact info? We're not going to be roommates, but how about we share contact
I hear
info?
it's the kind of thing you do in these settlements, though.
Yeah, I think
It
we
sounds
requested solo places, I think.
Yeah,
right?
I've lived here for like almost half a year.
Is that not what happens down here? I thought it was part of the experience.
I mean, if you want to live with someone, you can. But I mean, with the Wade Enterprise
It's not that I
sponsorship,
want to. You don't have to say it weird. I'm just saying I thought that was how it happened, and it seemed like part of the experience.
You
on top
really
of maybe the
didn't
safety.
read the welcome package, did you?
Portnoy's on it.
Okay, well, no, you have your own individual dwellings.
Okay. And roommates live in that dwelling.
I probably won't be far, Flit. So, like,
But
let's
what if-
share
I
contact
don't-
info.
Sure.
I'll stay the night tonight if you want, bud. But we'll.
I don't know what I want. I want the world to not be ripped off its bones like someone taking a face from,
No, finish what you were going to say there, Flit.
like face off. Someone ripping the face off a skull. That was what it looked like.
All right, that's very.
Like a face off situation. Did you not?
Why have you why is that the thing you think of?
We've all
Like,
seen it.
have you ripped the face off somebody before?
Oh no, how barbaric.
Okay, all right. But once again, let's share contact info, and if anyone sees purple lightning, a dog, guy in a purple suit, space werewolf,
Ship crash.
well, ship crash, I think we'd all see that one. I think that's a hard one to miss. I'm talking to subtle stuff. And then we message each other because we have some kind of connection right now.
Okay, give me your guys' contact info, and we'll, I don't know, start a group chat or something.
What do we call it?
Disaster dudes.
Friends chat? Oh, we could call it disaster.
Yeah, disaster dudes.
Crash chat?
No, we don't want to
Doom
talk
chat?
about crashes too much.
Vision chat?
Vision.
I don't think we need a name for
We
it.
need
Well,
I think
no,
isn't that
I'm
what
with
people
Flit
do?
here. It's better if it had a name.
I think that's what friends do.
Yeah, that's what friends do. The dream
Dream
Okay,
team.
you guys
Dream
figure it out.
team.
Dream team.
Okay,
Did
fantastic.
it. Got there.
The dream team. Good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna start getting everyone locked in. You guys should get to your seats.
It's crazy that we landed 7 minutes ago.
Go take your seats for landing, and we'll I guess catch up after the fact.
You could sit with me in Portnoy if you want, Vlyn.
Yeah, I'll come over.
I'll introduce you. Portnoy. Portnoy, wake up. I smack him. Oh, there you are. This is Vlyn.
Hey, Portnoy, heard a lot about you. Sorry we left you in that dream.
Actually, does Portnoy remember?
Portnoy does not remember now.
Okay. Then he just goes,
All right, I just build up, and I look at Flit, and I'm just like, hey, Flit, that was nuts, and there's something to it, but like we came here to enjoy ourselves and find a new life, so let's not give up on that and keep our eyes out for any insidious plots on the side, okay?
I feel like I didn't comport myself to the best of my ability. I apologize.
Neither did I. You're cool. Like,
You
no
did
hard feelings.
admirably for your station.
I raised 15 kids. It's not much that's going to get me frazzle-dazzled.
You were stabbed multiple times and seemed quite
I was,
okay with
yeah.
it, actually. I was shocked and appalled and
It's okay, man.
Impressed.
My eldest boy, Lance, went through a stabby fork phase. We're all good.
maybe you shouldn't have named him after a weapon.
We got better at names, but we only did like objects and stuff. I've got a
For
lance.
all names.
I've got an emerald. They're my two oldest, and then after that, we got a little bit more creative.
It's funny because you said I probably shouldn't talk about my children, and then you instantly decided to.
I know. I haven't been
You're
away
the
in
one-
a while.
You feel the ship beginning to once again shake as the descent thrusters kick in.
I grab Portnoy.
There's a moment of like a hard sort of like as the ship lands, and you hear over the intercom, "All right, welcome to your new home. Dura Sancta awaits everyone, and we hope you have a prosperous future. Be sure to leave a review if you would like. Just scan the QR code on your way out. Also, tips are appreciated, but not necessary. Have a great day. The weather is sunny and beautiful outside, and we will see you again, but hopefully not too soon, because we are the ticket on and off, which means you'd be leaving. Anyway, have a good one, guys." And you hear the radio click off.
Would it be wrong to review the dream version?
Yes, it would
What
be
if it
wrong
helped
to review
them be more prepared in future?
It was clearly
Because honestly, like, Lacey was great, but everybody else was
dead. They were dead.
Which frankly should be avoided.
There's a Patra on the corner. They once again goes, "You say dead?"
What did they look like?
Red.
He's just like a little guy.
Sorry, what's your name?
My name's Alakari.
Alakari. Oh, did you know that eavesdropping is the height of rudeness?
I'm really
It's
sorry.
okay, Alakari.
I've got real good ears, and sometimes I'm a nervous flyer, and when someone's talking about
tell why
when people are talking about dying on a ship, it makes me real uncomfortable.
We said red. We were reading. We're going to start
people
a book club
were red. People
on the
were
planet.
flying, and they fled their homes. They were fled bodies floating.
Hey, Alakari, do you want to join our book club?
I doubt Alakari can read.
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, well, we're just talking about books, so if you think that's nerdy, don't worry about it.
Could you give me bluff checks, please?
Deception
checks?
I'm bad at that. I rolled an 8.
Well, you know what? I rolled a 25.
Once the doors open, he like unbuckles them and says, "Okay, well, see you around, I guess," and leaves.
Bye, Alakari.
I don't like him.
I don't know. It's pretty cool guy.
You don't like me? That sucks.
I said we don't like bees. We don't like bees. We're allergic.
I said I don't like ham and bees because I have honeyed ham and it tends to draw them.
That's fair. I'm allergic.
To bees or ham? Wait, to bees or ham? Alakari, please.
Know. You see him skip off.
Vlyn's like holding me back. I need to know, bees or ham?
It's okay. We'll
not
find out.
okay.
We'll see him. Well, I guess Flit will, we can, if you want to, I don't know, do you want to keep hanging out?
Well, we could.
Well, actually, we should, like, you haven't read the onboarding at all, so you don't know what's about to happen.
Portnoy has it. We could walk to the settlement together, I guess. A pair of fellows in common step,
All right.
So you guys are in the settlement. Technically, you're just outside where the landing pads are. They're just sort of like northwest of the settlement. You kind of walk up through the port to get into the settlement proper. The settlement itself is completely walled in with these large sort of curved walls. They curve in towards the settlement. They're made of this incredibly thick, durable steel all the way around. The port itself is bustling. There are a lot of... I
thought you were going to say busted.
It's rare to see so much sort of like land-based travel or like water-based travel, but from your entry that there are this cloud cover that comes in and fucks up ships. So it's safer to travel by sea and by land. And you see that there are sort of like ships coming and going. You're not really sure where they're going to, but you could assume that they're probably harvesting raw materials like in the islands, because you can see sort of like a smattering of smaller islands in the horizon. The port then leads into a open air market. It's covered with these incredibly elaborate and durable, colorful tarps that are hanging above. Paper lanterns, string lights, food stalls, pretty much anything you could think of could probably be found here. It smells incredible. with all the various food vendors and the spice markets. It's just like a aromatic pleasure to walk through. The sights and the sounds are a little bit overwhelming for people who aren't used to such a bustling metropolis. So it is kind of an assault to the senses at first, but there's no one really sort of trying to grab your attention. Everyone is just kind of doing their own thing. Everyone seems to be staying in their own reserved, well cordoned off stalls. It's sort of like expertly partitioned off, and there's no overflow. You can see that some people have like created partnerships and synergies between their stalls. So if someone is selling meat, there will be like a spice vendor right beside them, or like a produce vendor right beside them.
Are you really gonna introduce spice vendors right now?
Oh yeah,
I was keeping my mouth
I got
shut,
gun
dude.
out. I'm edging around this. No, in reality, Flit's like, oh, so quaint. Look at that.
This is so cool.
As you exit the bazaar section, that's where you see this huge tower that has, if you had read the brochure,
Portnoy's got it, man.
you know that it once was like a central column that there was a disaster that caused it to topple over. But when Wade came and invested, they brought in a team to sort of like fix it. So it is now turned into Century Vista, which is the settlement's like huge entertainment and mall and shopping center filled with some of the more like off-world commercial stuff. A lot of the bazaar are sort of like local vendors, and then the off-world vendors kind of go in Century Vista. They're like the big name brands that everyone kind of recognizes and knows. And then on the top where the spire is the arcade, which is sort of the main entertainment for this place. You walk past a brewery, and then you enter into sort of the suburbs where you'll be living. Who wants to visit their home first?
Do we get a choice of where we live?
It is everyone who lives here lives in the same suburb, essentially. Like
I know, but I mean like in the suburb. Or is it just kind of like it gets applied to you?
Yeah, it's all the same in terms of like neighborhood and everything. Like everything looks identical. But if you could have requested for a specific location.
Is there like a town hall? Or like a seat of government, a seat of power, kind of
No.
like... Okay.
The town hall or the seat of government is actually a space station. The council resides outside of the world, off-world. There is like on-planet government that represents there, and there is like civic buildings, and that's sort of like central. That's kind of what the main like center downtown would be. It's civic buildings. There's a church that's being constructed, a bunch of other sort of like of the fundamentals, like a lot of the utility buildings and stuff are down there, but a lot of the downtown core is kind of still under construction because it wasn't a super necessity and they didn't have the population to sustain it.
So mine's like closest to the center, which I'm sure doesn't make much of a difference, but he feels like it does.
Okay. So you, as a citizen, got to pre-design your home. What does it look like?
Did you get my message earlier about me wanting to roll to see if my furniture actually got delivered?
Sure,
or if it's
yes.
delayed?
If you want to roll a luck check to see if your furniture has been delivered, yeah, go for it.
It's a fucking that one. I arrive at my building and I'm like, Vlyn, this is going to be maybe the Dream Team home base. Like, we'll see how it works out. It's going to be beautiful.
Okay.
I just want to be the first to welcome you to Casa Flit. And I throw open my door and it is completely bare.
There's like the fundamentals. There's like the sink. There's like all the appliances and stuff are there. But in terms of like, there's not even a bed.
What is this? Okay, we're in the wrong place. It's fine. My key worked in the lock.
Flit, if you read the brochure, there was a small chance that like some shipments have been delayed, so they asked you just like pack like a pillow and stuff in your carry-on if you could.
You see my gear is just like an amp and DJ equipment.
Ooh,
It's being lugged by Portnoy. It's like the same size as him. And I'm like,
because of the
Portnoy,
purple clouds, like every shipment can't come in on time. It's
Portnoy,
like,
where's my
depends
gear?
on the weather.
Portnoy, where's my couch?
It's probably in space or like gonna be. You'll get here eventually.
This is worse than the Vision.
I don't think that's true.
Am I on the floor like a mouse?
It might just be for a couple days.
Like a barn mouse on the bare earth of the floor?
people, it's fine, dude. It's all right. I've got an extra blanket I can give you. What can you do about it, Flit?
I can complain.
You can complain.
Let's find
but
who's in
nothing's
charge.
gonna
We'll see your
change.
hovel
Nothing-
first. Hold on.
Flit, we know what the issue is. It's stuck in space.
You
can't
don't know
control
that.
the
Maybe
weather.
maybe they put it in a different home. Maybe the governor of
You're
this place took it
you're
for
right.
themselves
Those are
because
valid
it
points.
was
Valid
the finest furniture in this place. Portnoy, set up the gear, set up the amps, set up the DJ equipment. I've got this. I'll go see my friend Vlyn. I'm going to go see his place. I'll be back. You stay here and play cool.
It just like closes down into a box. Like it just like flomps down and just like goes to sleep.
Portnoy, you better have this set up when I come back.
Its eyes like slowly opens up. Look at you.
Portnoy, you can take a break. It's been a long day for all of us, but you know what to do. Okay. Lead the way, Vlyn.
Yeah, I think my place is actually really close.
Roll me a d6.
5.
You are 5 houses down from Flit.
Like 5 doors down or 5 buildings down?
5 buildings.
Okay. All right. Come on, let's go.
So all the houses look the same. All the houses are these almost like a perfect square that are made out of I wouldn't say stone or steel, but kind of like a mixture of the two, but incredibly sturdy. And then attached to all of them is a big yellow generator and then a massive glass greenhouse. And that is every single, it looks like someone has copy and pasted this design across the whole suburb.
So is there a greenhouse in every unit, or is
Every house has their own.
So every building has its own greenhouse that's communal?
No. Every house has their own personal greenhouse or biodome.
Do we have individual homes, or do we have individual rooms in places?
No, you have your own individual home. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
What futuristic society that we get our own homes.
I know, you're homeowners.
It's impossible.
It's impossible to fathom. All right, my house is just 5 doors down.
As per our greenhouses, if we want to plant things, is that something that we did ahead? Like, I guess it wouldn't be done ahead of time. Don't worry.
It'll be downtime activities. What you
Because I
guys
have
want to
stuff. That I brought
what you
from off
what you
planet.
want to do with your greenhouse will be sort of like a
Perfect.
downtime thing that will give you benefits or not.
Okay, come on.
You get to your house, Vlyn. What does your furniture look like? Do you want to roll to see if you got your furniture, or did you take the proper precautions and send it ahead of time?
Flynn took the proper precautions. His partners were definitely on him to make sure everything was packed on time, and there's no way his daughter. Anyway, there was too many people involved for him to not have his stuff show up. So you open the door, and it's just it's pretty quaint. It's just simple stuff. It's a lot of it's old wood. So an old wood dresser, an old wood bed frame, an old mattress. He didn't want to take any of the new stuff. He just took the hand-me-downs from the 15 kids that he's had. So,
oh my God, they've given you replacement stuff as well. Yours mustn't have gotten here either. Oh, and they've replaced it with something terrible.
No, Flit. This is my stuff.
We must complain. Oh,
yeah, this is my stuff. Don't worry. It's not it's not the good stuff. It's well
no,
used.
it certainly isn't. I mean, it's
It did the job.
I have nothing.
Yeah,
so
you're
in
right.
this instance,
You have
you
nothing.
are winning.
And my guitar got here, and I sort of point to the corner, and my old guitar sort of sitting there.
Electric.
Oh, I guess it's a newer guitar. My old guitar exploded when I got hit by lightning.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's fine. I don't buy myself much, so I could,
I know the deep love that you have for your musical instrument. I don't know if you remember in the dream, I had an instrument myself that
I do, yeah.
I played a little bit of, but in the chaos, maybe I wasn't exactly on beat, but you could probably understand the tinklings of my musical genius.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, it was good, man. I was really impressed. It's something I haven't experienced before. That was really
You
fun.
might have heard of me. I don't know, but
I don't listen to much new stuff.
Flutterboy, DJ Flutterboy, BOI, not BOY.
Oh man, maybe one of my kids may have listened.
Kids, if they're cool,
Some of them are cool. I think
then maybe those ones.
I don't think a dad can think his kids are cool. I don't know how that's supposed to work. I don't know if they're cool or not.
If you think they're cool, they probably aren't. In which case, it's probably the other kids that listen.
Can you give me a perception check, Vlyn?
17 on the dice, 18, 23.
While you are having this conversation, you notice that there is an envelope that has been like kind of propped up on some of the boxes that have yet to be unpacked. Probably like knickknacks and stuff. Like most of the room has been set up with like your basic furniture and stuff, but sort of like the personal effects probably are still unpacked and left for you to do. There seems to be a little package that is propped up with a card.
One of these boxes, just photos of my family. I can't wait to show you those.
Those boxes are all quite large, though.
Yeah, well, I have 15 kids, and a lot of them have kids. And I was actually, one of my kids actually is a host. We'll get into that later. And they wanted to be a traditional host, a whole different thing. So I probably have like 100 ground kids, technically.
At like an upper class venue?
We'll get to know each other. I go for the envelope.
Yeah, you open it up, and it just says, it's a small little like card that just says, M wanted you to have this. We think you should have it too. Always thinking of you. Love you lots. And then it's signed Isabel and Temperance. And then inside the package is a photo of you, your wife, and your host, all three of you cradling your firstborn daughter, M. She's got this sort of like weird stuffed toy that she's holding out, and the three of you are like very obviously like cackling with laughter as you're trying to like, it's almost like an awkward like prom photo where all three of you wanted to like, you know, it was important that the three of you were in it together and holding her together. So it's like some of you is behind Temperance and Temperance is a little bit behind. So it's like it's a very awkward but adorable picture of the beginning of your family.
We were really busy back then. So like this was like we had to schedule it. Temperance is doing this whole thing where we're trying to subvert Sheeran norms and everything that's happened over the last decade. Like, you know, she's doing a lot of great work for Sheeran's and she's busy. And so we had to book this in. Like this was early on. And yeah, we had to fake it. We were so tired.
Well, it looks genuine. Those are real laughs, in my opinion. And I must say, I know what I said earlier, but that's a cute baby.
Yeah, Em is, she's a good kid. She's a really good kid.
Is it a Sheeran tradition to get a photo of the parents and the baby in one?
Yeah, it's just like a thing that parents do.
I don't know if it is.
Like, yeah, no, you take pictures of you and your kids. It's just like I literally have a box. I've got like hundreds of them.
I have a baby photo, and it's me in my manger by myself. And then there's a picture of my father looking regal in a different part of the house alongside Mama, also in a separate photo, but also looking regal. And I feel like is that not usually? It's fine. It's beautiful.
Everyone's different.
Beautiful
Every family's different. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, they're good. They've been very, very supportive during this whole thing.
Are they all coming to join you? Because this shoebox won't fit more than half a person even. Are we supposed to live in just this?
Yeah, no. They're not coming. They're busy. They've got their own stuff. This is my thing. Anyway, I'm going to unpack some stuff. If you want, you can go find the person you want to complain to or get an idea of when your stuff's coming in.
Yes, I think I shall.
Okay. I'll ring me. Give me a phone call. You don't have any stuff, so if you want to come over for supper later, I can whip something up.
Maybe it'll come by.
Yeah.
It's probably in the next ship.
Sure.
Maybe it's in our ship. Maybe it was in the back and they hadn't taken it out yet.
Maybe. Either way, send me a message and you can come over and I'll whip something up for us.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be back.
Okay.
Glad to not have died or seen many people die alongside you today.
Yeah. No, we'll figure it out. Glad you're here, Flit. You seem like a good guy.
Well, yes, that's what they say. And as to you, for a Potter, you're quite an upstanding
What was
lad.
your DJ name again? I'm going to write a letter to my kids, so I just want to, if they know you.
DJ Flutterboy. B-O-I. Not B-O-Y, I'm not.
But that's not how you spell boy.
You are old. Okay, goodbye.
Flutter boy.
Boy, if you must.
Okay.
But
All
hey,
right.
Vlyn, only if you must.
Okay. All right. I don't get that, but I appreciate it.
Oh, you will. And I leave.
As you are leaving, you see Lacey. You could see she's coming from your house, Flit. And when she is like, she's knocking out, like banging on the door.
Lacey, news of my furniture?
She says, Okay, found you. Come here. And she just sort of like runs the 5 houses down and walks into your place.
Okay, what's up? I let me get a chair, and I sort of like get some chairs.
She closes the door and she says, "So, I checked in with my superior, and I didn't say anything about what we saw, but I was getting a briefing and of sort of like things that happened while I was off planet preparing for the shuttle, and this was found outside of the settlement." And she turns a tablet around, and it is a dirty, almost like half buried purple jumpsuit. Hello, Space GM Dane here to do the things. First and foremost, thank you very much for everyone tuning in to our premiere episode of Frontiers. I know we kind of already did one with the prequel, but 2 weeks ago we launched the season officially, and y'all were great about it. So thank you very much for everyone who commented about it and tweeted us and blue skied us and Instagrammed and sent us messages. That was really fucking cool, and we really, really appreciate your support. Next up, I'm actually kind of bummed where I'm doing the break in this episode because there are some things that I want to shout out, but I'm going to wait until next episode. What I will say, however, is there are some NPCs and some groups that are introduced in this episode that are directly tied to our incredible factions. So I want to give a vague but pointed nod to the people who have created factions and have banded together and have answered my sneaky little questions and have put together so much work and so much effort in the faction idea. If you're not too sure what factions are, they are listener, so y'all are able to create a faction on the Discord. As long as you have enough support, you need 4 people total, so you and 3 people on the Discord to create a faction that gets represented into this world. So in the first episode, we met Astrea Security, which is Lacey's organization and the organization that runs the security of the planet. That is a faction that was created by you, the listeners. Again, to avoid spoilers, I'm not going to talk about the faction that gets introduced in this episode. I will talk more about it in the next episode. But that is another player-created faction that is introduced into the show. So if you are interested, and that sounds like a cool idea, and you want to get more involved in the show, head on over to the Discord at noquestcast.com and maybe, start chatting with some people and see if anyone has ideas that click, and then head on over to the faction application. All you got to do is tag all the people that want to join. Once they confirm they're in, as long as it's not a crazy idea that doesn't fit in the world, I will work with you to sort of like tailor what that looks like. If I think that you guys have an idea that could work but just needs a little bit of tweaking, we will do the beauty of TTRPGs and tell a story collaboratively. Then once you guys get in there, I'll start asking you questions. You guys can start sort of spewing out ideas and characters. For example, a bunch of NPCs that you'll meet later in this episode were created by a incredible listener and a super talented listener who gave me a whole PDF filled with ideas for characters, and I used them. So if that sounds like something you're interested, head on over to our Discord. We'd love to have you. And even if you don't want to necessarily run a faction, you can certainly suggest that you're interested in joining one of the existing factions or a faction that someone is trying to get off the ground. And finally, if you want to support the show and get sort of like a peek behind the curtain, and this is a great season to do it because there's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes. For example, I believe in this coming 10-minute rest, which is a sort of like 10-minute behind the scenes episode that we record after every episode, I believe it's this episode where I reveal sort of the results of some of the fate rolls so that you will actually know what the boys are rolling behind the screens once I'm able to reveal it. If that sounds interesting, and if that's something that you want to partake in, or you just want to support the show, head on over to noquestcast.com and click the Patreon link, or patreon.com/noquestcast. Once again, we thank you for your support, both on the Patreon and the Discord, and just on social media in general, or at the very least, listening. We can't thank you enough. You're incredible. We love you, and we will see you in 2 weeks' time. We hope you enjoy the rest of the episode.
It looks like it's been there a while, so what are these people coming to our place and stripping themselves bare in the dirt outside? What is this?
I don't know, but we were originally operating under the idea that this was a vision, this was a thing to come, this was, something that, a psychic trauma response or something. But this is more evidence that what we saw is real or exists.
It's something, for sure.
I agree with you, Vlyn, that we can't bring this to my superiors.
But why not?
It will sound crazy.
They won't believe us.
And they won't believe us.
You're reasonable, and I'm a man of good standing, and Vlyn is a good salt-of-the-earth lower person.
Salt of the earth? Is that how that word sentence is supposed to work?
You're a man of the people. I'm a man of the nobles, and Lacey's a lady of the armed forces. Between the three of us, what could be more convincing?
Facts?
Purple?
Sure, that could belong to anyone. It could be a couple people who slipped off to have a secret little tryst and left their jumpsuit because they're about to get caught. This doesn't prove anything other than what we know, and the only thing we know is because of a magical vision that we all shared.
So I have a theory, a loose theory. So it's been haunting me what he said before the dream ended. Like, we failed again.
Yeah.
It's the word again.
Sure.
So maybe it did happen, or it's gonna happen, or it did happen. I don't know, but I feel like we might need to get our hands on this jumpsuit, or at least see it. There's got to be. That's the only clue we have that this happened. Like, I feel like we need to see if it's got anything in it or on it. Can you get to it, Lacey?
Well, Lacey, you have a uniform.
Yes.
It's not purple.
Purple jump. I know, but what I'm saying is, purple jumpsuit seems quite like a uniform. So, what if it's is there any other settlements in the area?
No. Estrella is the people who monitor coming and going. We know who gets off because we have to set up, a way to break through the cloud cover. It's
just us. We're the only people here.
Yes.
Because obviously we're not. So what I'd like to know is what rogue elements have set up a settlement, and that's probably where our problems lie. It's probably some rival
Flit,
pirate
you're not
settlement.
wrong.
I'm
You're not wrong.
I'm rarely
That
wrong.
seems more logical than something like this happened before.
Time can be weird.
So here's my proposition to you guys. Everyone needs to work a certain amount of jobs in order to maintain the benefits of the settlement.
Everyone?
Did you not read anything?
Portnoy's got it.
Oh, God. Okay. Yeah. So we have to work to be here, Flit.
Well, if Portnoy does the job, that transfers to
doesn't
me
count.
currently, right?
Nope. Not true.
That's so rude to Portnoy.
Well, Portnoy would be able to continue living here.
Portnoy gets his own separate allowance. He's mine.
If he does the work.
This is
You see
unacceptable.
Lacey, this is the first time you see Lacey actually kind of like crack a smile now that she knows how to bother you as much as you kind of bother her. And she says, if you would like, I think the three of us are the only people who can probably chase these leads. I can't do it as an Estrella official. It would ask too many questions. But if I hire you as a private citizen to look into this for me, then you would be satisfying your job requirements, and we could work together, to maybe figure this out. Because at the end of the day, I am Estrella. I am responsible for this settlement's safety. So if there is something threatening the settlement, whether it's a dog or lightning or people in purple suits or porcelain people, I have to figure out what it is and stop it.
We could call them porcelains.
Porcelains.
Yes.
That actually kind of kicks ass, Flit.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Porcelains. That's a good one.
As
yeah,
I said,
Flit, good
social
job, man.
engineer, not a physical. Now, this works for me. I would get a job. I would not be kicked out. Portnoy could find his own way. I'm sure he's capable.
I think Portnoy can just be a box in your house.
Be a box. That's so rude.
But he's a
Look,
an
Vlyn,
object.
I will not tell him you said that.
Okay.
In the window, you see Portnoy has come over to let you know that he set up the decks, and he just you see him see it and just goes, meep meep.
Vlyn, look what you've done.
I'm sorry, Portnoy. I'll apologize later. So what? We'll be hired as private investigators
I like that.
or independent contractors?
No, the first one.
It doesn't really matter what the title is. You can call yourselves whatever. I will put
Nice.
a contract out, and you will take it, and then that will just be a job done.
What if someone else takes it and then we have to do real work and I don't want that?
I can issue it privately.
Perfect. Okay, wonderful. Yes, private investigator sounds roguish, scoundrelly. I love it. The other one sounds a little blue collar for me. I know that's kind of your speed, Vlyn, but let's not.
Okay, you guys get some rest. It was a long trip. We had kind of a rough day, even though we didn't actually have a kind of a rough day. Rest. Tomorrow, I will try to get access to this purple jumpsuit so we can take a look at it. I will also make a list of sort of things that we need to figure out and potential ways that we could do that. If you guys have any other ideas, we'll meet back up in the morning.
Perfect. Okay, wonderful.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll see you in the morning.
Question, where is my furniture?
She just stares at you blankly for a second and then walks away.
Is she going to find out about my furniture?
She might. You don't know.
All right.
I'm going to make some instant noodles. I have some packed. Is that okay for supper?
For me? You're going to make me dinner?
Well, yeah, it's just some noodles.
What are you, Portnoy? No, this is wonderful. Yes.
Okay. Once again, we haven't got produce yet, but like I've got some stuff. I grow like chili peppers at home, so I make my own little hot sauce. So we'll get to try that out.
Vlyn, I got something I'll be growing that we can share later on.
Oh, nice. Vegetables?
Of a kind. I'm just winking.
Are you trying to sleep with me? Is that what you said earlier? Winking is sexy?
No, it implies something generally, I won't say nefarious, but like
devious?
Devious, yes. I'm implying something devious. Imagine a devious vegetable.
A really hot pepper.
Okay, let's see how quick these noodles are. Instant, that's a bold claim.
Okay. 2 minutes later, there's a bowl of noodles in front of you.
Not instant.
Do you guys want to discuss your plan, or do you want to wait until see what Lacey comes up with?
No, we'll talk real quick. And it's okay. So purple jumpsuit is important.
Yes. We'll check it to see if there's they left their keys or a card or there's a logo on it.
A crazy rock.
What if there's a crazy rock? Maybe you should look into getting a chain.
Oh, we should also maybe look to where it was found. If we can get the actual digits, there might be other objects nearby. So let's get the actual location, see the actual jumpsuit.
So what I'm thinking, you have this rock on your neck. It'll fly off. Yeah. If you put a more firm cord around your neck, will that then decapitate and or strangle you? Or will it keep it firm around your neck? Because you did seem aghast at having lost it.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like if this thing, as much as it means to me, if it flies off and we can follow it to a clue or a thing, and then that's, it saved my life once, maybe we'll do it again.
Okay, so no chain.
No chain.
But we'll take a look at this thing. I'm sure between the two of us, we have both stratas of society covered.
So long term, what we should look for is a list of any other artifacts found, or at least in that area specifically, but like anything found in the dirt that looks to be from a different civilization or someone before us, whatever, could be important. So I feel like anything that is found, that's like a lesser tier. Like I think those first two more important, but investigating all the other artifacts.
I don't relish the thought of looking through dirt trash. We can't just be like, oh, give us your dirt trash. They'll give us all sorts.
Well, we call them artifacts.
Okay, but how do we differentiate dirt trash from artifacts?
Well, they're all artifacts, technically. That's the misconception, is that people think artifacts are just like things of high value, but anything found in the field is an artifact that can tell you a lot about the people that came before you, Flit.
What if it's just trash left by, say, an errant settler? We'll figure it out. That's okay. You can take point on the dirt trash, and I will take point on...
It's really true that only dads read history for fun, eh? Strange.
For fun?
Yeah.
You're a strange man.
As are you. I shake your hand. Anyway, let's get some sleep. I think those are 3 good starting points. And we'll go talk to see if Lacey came up with anything else.
So just to check your plan of action is location of the jumpsuit itself, and any other artifacts that may have been found throughout the settlement's history.
Yeah, obviously in that area most important, but in general, anything will count.
Okay. Where are you sleeping tonight, Flit? Are you going home to sleep on the floor?
I am going home, and did Portnoy set up my DJ equipment?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Good job, Portnoy. Well, I guess, and I turn around, he's already a box. Oh, God damn it. Okay. And I just like get on the ground and like try to like bunch my wing up under my head. And
You hear a knock at your door.
be gone, brigand. I am armed and Portnoy will savage you.
Flit, it's me. I forgot you didn't have anything.
Oh, I'm fine. It's quite pedestrian and exciting, honestly.
Yeah, I have got a pillow and a blanket.
I'll be right there.
Yeah, so I hand you a pillow, a blanket. I hand you a little thing of tea.
Oh, you brought it here.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew that. I wasn't gonna go have a sleepover or anything.
No, well, you can come over if you want. Like that's
It's-
like I just thought you'd be more comfortable
Are you
here.
saying
But if
that
you're
you want?
come on over.
If you insist. Portnoy, you stay here.
Yes, the Portnoy's got to stay. He's still mad at me. I don't want him messing my stuff up in the middle of the night.
He would never. That's such a rude thing to say about Portnoy.
And we go back and have a sleepover. I play old records and we drink tea and then we go to sleep.
Okay. In the morning, you get a text from Lacey to meet her at the Astreas sort of field office.
Dream Team alert. We've got to go.
Okay, I guess we have a map that we sort of track it down.
Did you download the app?
There's an app? I just read the pamphlet.
Oh, Portnoy put it on my phone. Here. I grab your phone and fail to figure out where to do it. It's fine. Here, hold on. Portnoy?
My phone flips.
Portnoy
You
comes
got a
over and
flip
like,
Floyd?
could you put the app on his phone too? He looks at you.
It's okay. You've got it. That's fine.
He takes it and really heavy, like finger presses it, hands it back.
When you're not looking, he pretends to like break it in half, like tries to like go the other way.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to find more tea, and he's just like,
Okay, we have maps. Okay, let's go to Estrella Security Head Office.
Well, it's not head office; it's a field office.
Oh, field office.
Yeah, it's just like when there's like outposts sort of throughout the settlement.
Oh, like a cop station.
Yeah, it seems to be like the one that Lacey works out of.
I text her on the way. I'm like, do we need to sign up for the job now? Question mark.
Two little notifications pop up on your phone that says like private contract offered.
Cool. Boop. Sign that.
It actually disappears.
You motherfucker. You just keep going, and then there's
yeah,
one
they just
about
keep
some
disappearing. Just kidding. Yeah, you guys make it to the field office, and Lacey is outside with like one of those cardboard holders of coffee, and she hands one to each of you guys.
Lacey, you're a saint among people.
Yeah, I know.
More like great see.
The Rafarian Lyrock is also at the station there, and he goes, "Yeah, don't give her any ideas. She's actually a terrible partner, horrible to work with. I would say maybe like 1 star." And she gives him like a punch, and he goes up to the water cooler.
I punch him as well.
He draws his here, like he goes to like.
Was this not? Were we not?
You gotta earn the right.
I thought we were higher than you because you were told to leave the room
I wasn't
Earlier.
leaving. I was getting water.
earlier when you were in the.
Flip. Just let it slide. We're letting it slide.
I like unpunch him slowly.
Anyway, yeah, look here. And he goes into sort of the back room, opens up a filing cabinet, and pulls out this fairly large, like plastic bag, and brings it and puts it on the table. And Lacey's like, "Look, Lyrock he's cool. I don't know if he necessarily believes me, but he doesn't not believe me." And Lyrock just shrugs and just says, "Yeah, man, a planet came out of nowhere. You have visions? That's fine. I'm not going to not believe it. So, if you guys want to do things, let me know what I can do to help, and I'll help." And Lacey opens up the bag, pulls it out, and it is a almost exact replica of the jumpsuit that you saw that person wearing. It's kind of torn up. It's obviously very dirty, and there is a circular patch that seems to have been ripped off. That area is lighter, and you can see some of the threadbare stitching.
Awesome.
They knew we'd check for logos. Damn it!
Well, yes, but we can. I think the big thing here is determining the age.
Does it look old?
It's certainly like faded and very
Okay.
dirty.
Do you have archaeologists or scientists people who've sort of explored? Is there a science division we can speak to?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Cool. We're just gonna get this carbon dated. Was there anything else find right nearby, Lyrock?
Not as far as I know. Like it was
Cool.
found by a bunch of kids who were just fucking around. And
Do you have that location? I just want to double check it, make sure there wasn't anything left behind.
Yeah, I can give you an approximation of where they were.
Yeah, we'll ask the kids in that neighborhood. So if you can just give me an idea.
Yeah, you feel like your phone buzzed with a ping. Your Maps app has been updated with a little marker. Lacey's like, I can probably get this dated. It'll probably be a lot easier for me as security to get it pushed through the pipeline.
I just would like to talk to someone who might be an expert in artifacts or anything like found here before we got here.
They share sort of a look between each other, and almost like in unison, they say, "Oh, yeah, you're going to want to talk to Madden."
Madden?
Yeah, Madden Roja. I mean, there's more to it. I can never remember. It's Madden Roja, Vumachi, Rialo, something.
Madden Roja. Okay, yeah. So we can take it to them if that's where it's going.
Oh no. You're no, he's not a scientist. He knows about the artifacts, and he's kind of like a relic hunter. So
okay,
how exciting!
That's actually pretty exciting.
Did he find this?
No, this is just found by a bunch of kids.
There were kids roaming the landscape looking for...
That's what kids do, man.
This was just outside the settlement. Like, it wasn't far.
But that's where the porcelains are. We can't let kids roam wild and get murdered and burnt and turned into stones.
Lyrock is like kind of tenses up and was just like, the porcelains?
Yes,
Don't worry about it. I'm going to take Flit.
Monsters.
Remember our rules?
I thought he was cool. I thought he was in on it. We were punching him. We were telling him about the vision.
Much detail. Yeah, but the kids are fine.
For now.
Lyrock looks over to Lacey and goes, are the kids not okay?
The kids are all right.
Lacey says, here's my plan, kind of. There is, in my opinion, 3 major things that happened. 1, why the ship? What happened to the ship? There was obviously that thing in there fucking around with it. What was it? Why was it there? How do we stop it from happening again?
So Static Man.
Yep.
Which I'm sure Lyrock is very cool about as well.
Second, the orb thing that they were holding that took your stone,
super
your
surge
necklace.
stone.
Yeah.
Did it look like Surge Stone?
I have never, like I said, I've never seen a surge stone that big, and I've never seen one light up. So I don't know if it's, I don't think it is. Surge stones typically are this big. And once again, she like pops out one of the ones she has, and it's about like a large marble, like maybe like a quarter in size.
Did it look similar in terms of like coloring despite the size?
It was also a stone. So like as much as stone looks like stone, but in terms of like if you lined up 7 stones, you probably wouldn't be able to tell which one was of a different kind of stone. You know what I mean?
Bet I could. It was the same color. Seems the same.
They're both like a grayish black, like kind of slate color. She says it could be of similar, but like it also just looks like all the stone. Like if you took a shovel out, you would find that color stone. So it's tough. If it's a surge stone, great. But I don't know if operating under that assumption will get us anywhere. But
mystery orb it is.
A good thought. And finally, what that is made out of. And she points at the pick and she says, it interacted with our mystery artifact, so there may be a correlation there.
Well, wait. Can I have one of your surge stones?
Yeah.
Can I touch your pick?
Yeah.
I like bring them closer together.
No reaction. Nothing.
I tap them.
Nope.
That's what we call evidence, I believe, or something.
Circumstantial or whatever, yeah.
It doesn't react to surge stone.
Yeah, so we don't know. Okay, so we have to figure out what that stone is, what the Static Man is, and also what this pick is.
Why the spaceship, which I believe is probably us, the 3 of us.
I think it's us, but
because
you never know.
If it wasn't us, why would we be the ones to have seen it and survived and whatnot? So
I don't know.
I think we're not Lyrock, obviously, but the 3 of us are really important.
Lyrock, you're important too in your own way, and I appreciate
in a totally
that
different way. Sure, probably.
He shrugs. He says, "I don't need your guys' validation. You guys aren't important to me." And he goes and sits back down and starts like tapping away on his phone. And Lacey says, "Okay, so it seems like we have some leads. I can give you the names of people who might be able to help in all of these regards. First is Des. She is the smartest mechanic I've ever met, and she's also pretty well versed in weird technology.
Okay. So for the static man or for the orb?
For the static man. It seemed to integrate with the ship. That seemed to be its main thing. So she may have an idea as to what that is and how it would affect the ship, and potentially how to make sure it doesn't happen in the future. Second, the relic, you want to go talk to Madden anyway. I think that might be a good person to ask about the orb as well. Perhaps he's heard something with that description.
Now, do we want to ask Madden about the pick, or do we want to keep the pick close to the chest?
Well, there's someone else you might want to talk to about the pick. And I don't think they'll be super stoked to talk to you about it, but they're sort of our leading expert on. My hunch is that's obsidian. And if it's not, they'll be able to confirm it is or isn't.
What's their name?
Oswald Dwayne.
And what do they do?
They're kind of obsessed with the stuff.
Okay.
Or at least they were.
In like a cool way or a worrying way?
In a way that they were convinced it was kind of the key to our success, but a friend of theirs got really hurt, killed because of it.
Those are very different things.
Oh, the same things, just one step too far.
Well, they got very hurt and then they got killed.
Oh, successively, sorry.
How do you contact people off the planet? Is there a certain phone I have to use, or can I use my phone? How does it work?
Yeah, you just need access to surge stones to communicate off planet.
I want to call M and just get a refresher of where she found this pick, or what I turn into a pick.
Sure.
My memory is just that she found it and brought it to me, but why, if this is what you say it is, what was it doing like on my property?
Let me here. And she pours out the rest of her surge stones, hands them over to you. They circle around your wrist to make sort of that like barrier thing. You can call right now if you want. Unless you want to do it privately, you can do it privately if you want.
No, it's fine.
I'm sure he doesn't.
We're pretty open. I'm going to call M.
It takes a couple rings, and then eventually a young adult, Sharon, answers the phone. She's wearing sort of she's in like a Hawaiian shirt, and you can tell that she's at some sort of like party at a school or something. And she just says, "Dad,
Hello,
Dad,
Em.
hey, Dad.
How are you, Emerald? How is my shining gem? This is Flint.
I'm just over his shoulder like, hello?
Look at that, Dad. You already made a friend.
We haven't put a label on it, but it sure seems like...
Also, guys, hold on. Guys, say hi to Dad." She holds the phone up, and you see like all of her friends are all like, "Vlyn again, Vlyn," and it's just like a whole crowd of people like losing their mind.
How are you?
And Flit?
And Flit. Everyone say hi to Flit.
Everyone again was just like, "Flit."
I love these people.
I was a cool dad. I used to host the parties for a little bit, so I know some of these kids. Anyway, a quick question. I know it's weird. Just got here, by the way, safe and sound.
This time.
Got my own place. This time. So, I've been getting a lot of questions about how cool the stone is. I turned to that pick I wear on my neck.
Yeah.
Where did you find it?
Oh, actually, some guy gave it to me.
They were near our property?
Yeah.
Can you describe this guy?
Yeah, he was, just one of those guys that, like, kind of roamed around our neighborhood. You know, like, they were always, like, the traveling salespeople.
A vagrant.
Have you ever seen me talk to this man?
I don't know about him, but, I mean, he had, like, a whole thing of like, rocks and, like, guitar straps and, like cool shit like that. And I was like, hell yeah, my dad would like that. And he was like, you probably like this one. And then I was like, yeah.
That's why you're the best, Em. You didn't happen to get a name or what they looked like?
No.
And he just gave it to you for free? Sorry,
No.
Flit.
No, I bought it.
What did it cost?
Everything.
Like a couple credits? I don't know. I don't remember. This was...
Oh, well, that's fine.
Thanks. People have been asking about it, and they think it's so cool that they want to get them for themselves. But I told them it was like one of a kind, and I just wanted to like tell everybody that,
Yeah, I mean, that was the only one that guy had.
Cool. Thanks, Em. Have fun.
Yeah, okay. Love you, Dad. Bye. And then you hear like the
Bye.
crowd being like, bye. And like everyone just shouting it.
She's the best.
She seems lovely.
She is. Yeah, she's good. She's independent. Didn't want kids, so she's just doing her own thing.
You're really old, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm 32.
Oh, God.
Yeah, in Sheeran, I'm what you call middle-aged.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
So she did lie about finding it, so that's terrible news.
Well, maybe I forgot. Em's
You
not
are
one to
old.
lie.
Sometimes the memory's the first thing to go.
But I feel like I would have if she got it from a tall, dark street. Like we had some people, like we lived in this small little village. It was just like
Demon?
Well-
Devil? What are we thinking?
I don't think she spoke to the devil.
That's what you think. Here it happens all the time with unattended children.
Did she find it before this planet existed, Dane, or is this post planet?
I mean, you would have had it when the planet showed up, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
you
so
got hit. So
pre-planet.
it would have been
Yeah.
pre-planet, yeah.
So it would have been pre-planet.
And I'll let you decide like when you got like how long you've had it.
Yeah, probably for a couple. Like when she probably picked it up when she was like a teenager. So like probably a little bit.
Yeah.
Couple years. Yeah, I don't know. Next time I talk to one of my partners, I'll ask if they remember anything about it. But like we had people come through, but I don't remember a traveling musician like supply guy. There weren't many musicians in town. I'm shocked that I didn't know about it. So and anyway, we'll jot some notes down on that.
Okay. Dead end. Are we seeing Des? Are we seeing Oswald? Or are we going to Madden? Oswald sounds scary. Des sounds comforting because they're like human Portnoy.
I think we should start with Madden.
Sure.
I think just I just want to get an idea on the age of everything. So I feel like if we could figure out what we're dealing with, then that gives us a better edge. And then the Static Man, to me, as scary as he was, is the least of our imminent problems for me. You know what I mean?
You were able to punch the heck out of him.
Yes, but like I don't know if we'll see him tomorrow. You know, like we should still deal with it. But I feel like getting a grasp on the timeline and anything we can get a grasp on to me is slightly more important.
Well, let's go. I imagine that those are concrete answers we can get, whereas Static Man, they're going to say, you're crazy, get out of town, and they may mean it literally.
Yeah. So let's go see Madden and see what he says.
Lacey, been a pleasure. Lyrock,
We'll text you any updates.
I like lift my hand as someone going to punch him. Like, yeah.
He goes for his gun.
Oh, is this a thing? Is this our thing? Goodbye.
I would love for you to find out.
Are we friends, Vlyn? Do you think?
I don't. Maybe acquaintances. Start with acquaintances.
Amazing. That's 3 for 3.
Now continues a completely different character, but still one who is desperate to make friends with literally everyone he comes across.
I'm not desperate for it. I just don't know if it happened.
So you're going to Madden.
Yeah.
Okay. You get the coordinates and the directions to a coffee shop known as Nynx's Coffee Shop.
Delightful.
It is in Century Vista. So once again, as you approach, you come to that sort of like glass-covered dome courtyard. The fountain is in full glory, full force. It hasn't been destroyed. Every now and then, there's like a sort of like a musical number that plays, and the water plays along with it.
Sing the
It happens
musical
like,
number.
huh?
What's the musical number?
It's like every 30 minutes, there's like a little song that plays.
What song? Yeah, I want you to perform it for us.
I'm not a music man.
It's literally us.
The walkway leads up to this huge arched doorway that, as you approach it, slides open, and you're blasted with this cold air. It is like just pure AC. It almost like hurts. Like it almost makes you cough with how like cold and fake the air is. And inside, you are met with a dizzying sight. Kind of like an MC Escher version of a mall. So the mall is completely 360 all the way around. There are stalls that wrap around the sides of onto the roof, and the mall is constantly rotating as well. There is a walkway that runs directly through the middle of the mall, and people are walking on both the tops and bottoms of it. As you walk in, you're greeted by sort of like a little robot guy who runs over and says,
Hello, welcome. It is your first time at Century Vista. Would you like the tour?
No, we're good, thank you, little friend. We're looking for
Tour sounds nice.
Oh, okay, we'll take a tour.
Okay, here are your complimentary.
How long is the tour?
Wait, complimentary what? Don't cut him off. He's a little guy.
I don't want to get something for free if we can't commit to the whole experience.
The tour is 4.5 hours.
Okay, so we're gonna have to pass, pal.
We've got time.
We don't have time. We have things to do. The apocalypse could be coming.
Can we get the complimentary whatever they are if we don't do the tour?
Yes, of course. You require them to visit Century Vista.
Oh,
So it's not
grab boots.
a sparkling beverage.
No, but sparkling beverages are available for purchase at a number of our food court services.
And you see his like stomach lights up as a map, and like things light up as all the places you can buy sparkling beverages. But then the body rotates around and a slot opens up, and in it materializes these bright yellow and pink boots.
Are these for the dizzying upside down walks?
Yes, in order to accurately and safely navigate Century Vista, you require Vista boots.
Perfect.
And then like
Well,
as he says that, there's a screen that pops up and it just goes, Vista boots.
oh, delightful. Thank you very much. I will take mine and I will pass these to my friend Vlyn.
Once you take yours, another set materializes, and he turns around and
Nice.
says,
Remember, leaving the premises with Vista boots is against the law and will be recorded. Please return them to a receptacle at any of the entrances and exits.
Thank you, friend. We're looking for the
Madden?
You seem to be having a stroke.
The
Nink's coffee shop.
Nink's.
Nynx's Coffee Shop, located in the food court.
and once again, turns his body, like whips around again, screen shows up.
If I trace this route, is it ticklish?
Please don't touch me without asking.
I said if.
Yeah, we have to work on your like
I said
light
if.
touches. Light touches.
If meaning it has not yet happened and may not, in fact, ever happen.
But it's your.
I don't have sensory receptors.
May I trace the route from my own memory?
You can if you would like, but it is unnecessary, as you will also be granted
And then once again, it flips around and says,
Vista glasses.
and then at the screen, Vista glasses. And they are these like big, almost like 80s style, the sunglasses that like connect in the middle. They like don't have, they're not individual lenses. It's one of those. And it says,
These are programmed with augmented reality, which will guide you directly to the locations of your choice.
Stellar. And I have a pair of these at home too, so they fit quite nicely on my face. I don't think they'll suit Vlyn, but it's fine.
That's okay.
yeah. And if you guys put your glasses on, you see sort of a video game style, again, like 80s, kind of like Pac-Man waypoint that is way in the distance. There's like a big blue arrow just pointing at a shop, and then a little beam of light that
A bunch of dots and cherries between here and there.
And then sort of like as you're looking around, there's like little interfaces that like light up when you look at the stores and stuff. And it shows you kind of like what they sell, and you can like kind of buy ahead of time if you wanted to. It seems to be a very seamless shopping experience. But once you get to that central walkway, there are little platforms that you stand on, and they bring you up, and then you walk onto the whatever side you need to be on, and then you keep going, and then there are other little platforms that take you directly up to the stores.
Well, we must be off. Do you have a name?
I am just a service robot.
All right, little guy, we'll be off. Thank you so much for your help.
It's been my pleasure.
We'll remember to put our things in the receptacles.
You'd better.
Or we have to return the boots and the glasses.
Terrible gift. It's not complimentary at all. It's just a loan.
It's just how it works, man.
Yeah, they probably won't notice if they're gone. Anyway,
No,
let's go.
Explicitly said that they would.
I start to head off.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You make your way to the coffee shop. There's those little lifts. They kind of feel like you're on an escalator, but they're like your own singular platform, and they bring you up, and you kind of like step off, but up. So you're now sort of like on the ceiling. Everything seems to have little mag locks on them. And once you step through the entrance of a store, gravity reorients itself. So there seems to be some sort of like corrective gravity enchantment, so that like if people who are upside down who had a coffee wouldn't just like spill out. But it does say like as you're leaving, it says like no outside food or drink, because the second you do step out, if you're upside down, you will dunk your stuff. The only difference is the food court itself is its own central thing, so people can go out and like that's got its own flat gravity surface. But you walk into this coffee shop, and it is very purple and very pink. There is a very like sort of like steel walls all on the side, neon. The floor itself is like a dark purple tile. There is a pink underlight that runs along the counters, and there are 2 people currently working. There's a big Vesk and a dwarf. The dwarf looks, sees you guys walk in, and just goes, "Trobe, new cuppas," and he walks into the back room, seemingly avoiding having to serve you guys. Their uniforms are t-shirts with an apron print, so they're not actually wearing aprons, and then like a name tag on it as well. And the big Vesk has a thing that says Trobe.
Are you Madden?
He's clearly Trobe.
No, it's a dwarf.
Oh. Well, the dwarf obviously has a name tag too, right?
Yeah, no, that's Renard.
The dwarf is Renard?
Yeah.
Okay, so where's Madden?
You see him sort of like perk up, stand up a little straight, and look around a little shifty. Give me a sense motive or a perception.
It's just gonna be an 8. Just a little 8 for me.
Dude, I'm rolling hot. So 23 perception.
You notice that he very briefly glances over to a table with 3 people at it, and he just goes, I don't know who you're talking about. So yeah, just what can I get for you? What would you like to order? What can I get for you?
Can I get a green tea, please?
Are you sure? You just had a coffee and your caffeine levels are probably already spiked and you're kind of in advanced age.
Yeah, that's why I'm getting a green tea.
There's a lot of caffeine in green tea. What are you talking about?
No, it's fine.
It's highly...
It makes me feel...
Trobe.
So am I making the green tea or...
Yeah,
or
you're making the green tea.
Make him a chamomile, please.
I don't know what
I'll
to
take
do
a
right
chamomile.
now. A chamomile?
I'll
Okay.
take a chamomile.
That's, all right,
Okay.
great. Okay, good. Yeah.
I'll have a green tea. My young body can handle it. You can have a sip, Vlyn. You can have a sip.
So
I
green tea
appreciate
and
that.
a chamomile. All right, great. Sure. Just tap when you're ready and slides over a terminal.
Do we have money?
I've got lots of money. Bing.
Great. Yeah. You get your drinks. And he says, okay, bye.
Well, that was a bust,
right.
but we can't leave. Damn it. Why
I'm
did you
just
order
going
tea?
to go I'm going to go stand near the table of 3 people. Just like, I'm going to sit at the table closest to them.
I guess we could bond some.
Yeah, Flit, come sit with me at this table here.
Okay.
Yeah, once you when you approach them and sit down, there's 3 people. There's a fairly old Kasathan without a mouthguard sitting there, a younger human, and a Lashunta man with a eye patch.
Nice. Oh, Flit, I can't wait to explore this world and find a bunch of nice artifacts like the one we already found. It's crazy that there are artifacts here on this planet to be discovered.
I guess that could be the next step, is find a bunch of them and we could bring them all to Astrazea, or we could maybe we could just keep them ourselves and do a little like private investigation, as it were, because that's
When
us.
you guys sit down, the young human reaches into her pocket and puts a little puck thing on the table and is about to hit the button on the center of it, but the Kasathan grabs her hand when he hears you mention artifacts and stops her.
We didn't order this.
No, on their table. Like she puts
okay.
it on the table that they're sitting at.
I thought it was like a bomb or something. I was like, well, I guess we're getting...
So, Flit, we have that purple uniform that was found that we have access to.
Yes?
Such interesting things, and an idea of where it was found,
yes?
where there might be even more artifacts to find.
Why are you saying it weird? I'm not dumb. I was paying attention. Just because I didn't read the intro stuff, you didn't even get the apps. You can't give me shit for that. I gave you the app.
You're right, you did give me the app.
Don't talk down to me.
Give me a sense motive. Only Vlyn, since Flit seems oblivious as to what is happening here.
What kind of roll?
Sense motive or perception.
Always going to be perception. That's a 21.
You could tell that the Kasathan was interested. Once you start talking about a jumpsuit, loses all interest.
Well, we also need to find that stone.
Yes, I know, the super rare, powerful, crazy stone that's got everyone in a tizzy. But
The human was going to press the button again, and he stops it. It stops her again.
You know, what did it look like? It had purple lines.
I don't know, Astrazea lady said, or sorry, Lacey, our good friend, is craziest stone she'd ever seen or something, but like, we don't think it's, what was it called?
Surge stone.
Surge stone, that's the one. We don't think it's that, so something else powerful.
Something more powerful than a surge stone is what we're looking for?
Why are you saying it weird again? I get it. I've been listening.
With that, the Kasathan stays seated, but kind of like leans back in his chair and says, I'm sorry, but it does seem like you are talking about a fairly powerful relic that...
Sorry, what's your name?
My name is...
Because did you know eavesdropping is really rude?
Flit, chill.
Once you ask his name, the human woman and the eye patch Lashunta are like, ugh. They sort of like lean back, and he goes, I am the esteemed Madden Roja Vumachi Rialmo of Clan Vo. And he like looks at you expectantly.
Can I roll a culture? Because I feel like if this is an important person, I would both want to know and hopefully know.
We were sent looking for him.
Well, I know. Okay, that's a 20 culture. Or sorry, 22 culture.
You're familiar with Clan Vo, and they are incredibly unimportant. So the heir of this like big title and name and whatever doesn't really mean anything.
I go, Clan Vo. Madden. Oh, it's Madden.
Yes, Flit, it is Madden.
I found them.
Good job, Flit.
The human woman, she's got short blonde hair. She's got quite a few like scars, just like tiny little nicks here and there. She's got piercing blue eyes. She's got a bunch of piercings, and she's wearing this like short yellow kind of like bomber jacket, but like only goes to about her midriff, and these huge cargo pants. And she says, who are you guys again?
We've been hired to look into
private investigators,
some artifacts and relics that have been found, and we were here looking for Madden, but I didn't want to be rude and assume who they were, so I had a hunch.
Oh, so you guys are you're new in town?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's your name?
Vlyn.
And your name?
I'm Vlinigan's friend.
Yeah, what's your name though? Come on, bud. What's your name?
Portnoy.
Flitlicks. Interesting. Portnoy. Okay, cool. Yeah, nice. She leans back and kicks her feet up on the chair that's beside her.
Vlyn, why is she being so scary?
I don't know. That's pretty cool.
Why are you being so scary? What does this mean? Why are you saying these things as if they're important? Why aren't you greeting us like a normal, polite person?
The Lashunta turns to face you and sort of like sits in a wide leg stance, and then pushes his red duster to the side and just rests his hand on a pistol.
Why are you resting your hand on the pistol? What's happening?
I just want to talk to Madden.
This is so rude.
Please do not mind my overzealous compatriots. They a little stir crazy, not as much action as they like in these past couple of days. However, me, an intellectual,
thank you,
much more interested in the things that you would see and are talking about. So if you would like, perhaps we have a little conversation between the two of us or the three of us. Or, you know what, fuck it, let's have it here. I don't really care what they think and if they're bored. What is this relic that you are looking for?
So we found evidence of the existence of a stone more powerful than our search stone. We can't tell if they're related. In the images that we sort of saw historically or read about. Anyway, the stone in question.
We see them.
Well, that's a whole different story. But it had purple lines, and it looked like it may be able to affect
obsidian,
a dark material.
Okay, interesting. A device that could attract and affect obsidian could be quite useful, and depending on its use, could be quite dangerous and could be quite valuable for those who found it and controlled it. Interesting.
In your experience, Madden, have you come across or heard of any stones? Not search stone, but...
Any stones? You've got to be more specific, Vlyn. That's very broad.
Old, like, have they found anything that have just been like spears? Like big circles?
Look. Madden, what have you found? We hear you're the big man for the artifacts. What have you found?
Well, I am a renowned scholar and relic hunter, but it would serve me and my compatriots very little to just go sharing our knowledge all higgledy-piggledy here. No, I do believe that if you require our services, you either hire us, or perhaps a quid pro quo exchanging of services. You help me, I help you. I find your impressive sphere if you find something for me.
And what would you want us to find, per se?
I've heard rumor of a particular tome that perhaps has gone missing since its discovery, and I would be very keen on procuring it, or at the very least, learning of its location.
Okay, we can look for an old book.
No. A tome.
A tomb?
Tomb? I did
No.
think you said tome.
A tome. It's not a book.
Tomes.
It's a tome.
Wait, you're atoning for something?
Isn't a tome a book, though?
A book, you see, is pedestrian. A book is boring. A book is nothing.
He's
a
not
tome,
wrong. A tome has a certain je ne sais quoi, a importance,
a waft.
a gravitas,
You
a
could
waft,
waft
even.
it.
That's you've never met a tome that doesn't have a waft to it.
I'm
I
sorry,
agree.
I've never had to have a tome or be in the presence of a tome.
He's old, but not like that.
I see, I understand. So, that's the deal. Find me this tome, and I will pay you handsomely.
Okay.
Okay,
Find
I
me
like
the
that.
location of the tome, and we will exchange information. You will get the information also on top of the payment, but if I have the tome in my hands, payment and information. If you find me where to find the tome, I will give you the information.
Okay, what's the tome called?
I don't know.
Okay.
Bad start. Okay. What does it look like? A tome, of course.
Look like?
Yes, it's. I could get you a artist picture of it of those
Ooh,
who
that'd be
may have
great.
seen it.
Okay, wonderful.
Sure.
And where do we begin? Where does the hunt start?
But why would I hire you if I knew how to do that?
There's a beginning and there's a middle and there's an end. So you could be hiring us for the middle and the end and know the beginning and simply be unwilling or unable to find it yourself, surely.
Oh, okay. The pirate leans forward and says he doesn't want to tell you because he's scared of him. But old Oswald knows more about that book than he's letting on.
And this is Oswald, the crazy obsidian man.
The human woman says, "Oh, you know him? Yeah, that's the guy."
Yeah, we were told
Oh,
he
we
was
were going to see him later anyway.
obsessed.
Oh, who
with
told
the-
you?
What?
No,
Who told you about him?
The robot at the front of the mall.
Scrap?
They wouldn't tell us their name. I guess everyone
That's what
tells
I
you
call
their
it.
name.
Yeah.
Okay. Do they like that name?
Who's asking?
Would you? Maybe they are.
Anyway, we'll go speak to Oswald.
What's your name?
My name? Who's
Yeah.
asking?
You. You're asking. If
I'm
you don't
asking?
know- if you don't know, you're asking.
Oh, I'm asking.
Then answer.
No.
Your name's No. Okay. Good to meet you, No. Good to meet you, Madden.
She crosses her arms. You can see that she's pissed.
Oh, we'll be on our way, Vlyn.
As you guys head out, she hits the button on that puck thing and a blue force field wraps around them. You can see them all yelling at each other, but you can't hear anything.
Vlyn, we won. We got a job and we beat her.
Good job, Flit.
She's scary.
Yeah, she is terrifying, but
Why?
I don't know.
Why is she so scary? Why is everything she did so laced with menace? Good thing we beat her. Let's go onward.
If there's one thing I've learned as a father is that there is nothing more powerful than a young woman with purpose.
I agree. You should have met my sisters.
There's a clothing shop that you guys are passing by as you ride down from the little elevator thing.
I do step out with my tea.
Oh, it fucking the second you get off the food court platform, it's just gone.
Fuck.
You hear someone be like, "Hey, fucking idiot, what are you doing?" And he tries to throw a fucking thing at you, and then it just kind of gets stuck in the gravity and just spins in the middle.
Can I roll a d20 to see if this provokes a food fight?
Sure, you can. If it's a nat 20, it provokes a food fight.
It's a 4.
Everyone seems to clutch their food a little tighter.
Damn it. Does that make future food fights more difficult to get?
Maybe. As you guys are approaching the exit on the ground floor, there's a clothing store that's right by the entrance. The whole sort of ground floor is just like normal mall. You don't need your boots. And in the corner of your eye, you see something move. And you could have swore it was one of the display mannequins. And then one of the display mannequins charges you and tries to grab your pick.